name's Salam Kaougji. I'm Chief Curator and Collection Manager of the al-Sabah collection, Kuwait. A great deal has been said about Sheikh Nasser's vision and inspiration for his country. And here I would like to add about how his collection has contributed to the advancement of the country, to the image of the country. In 1983, when the museum opened, it was a great event, and the installation was done in collaboration with the Metropolitan Museum of Art, and they published a little catalog that was translated into many languages, and it was one of the first endeavors around the subject. And it was followed in 1990 by an exhibition, a touring exhibition that was going to start at the Hermitage in St. Petersburg, the famous Hermitage Museum. And the objects went, and the invasion occurred. So in the end, I mean, the Hermitage was wonderful. Professor Piotrowski, the director, took perfect care of the collection and the staff, and the exhibition went on from there. They went to the Americas, to Canada, to Europe, of course, with catalogs that were translated in all the languages of the countries that the exhibition went to. And so in addition to exhibitions where the country was exposed, it served a lot during the invasion, because culture wasn't one of the most well-known facets of Kuwait. Whereas with this exhibition and with the talks that were held by Sheikh Hassan, given by Sheikh Hassan, it contributed a lot to that particular image of Kuwait, which made quite a difference. Then the exhibition went, then it was followed by another exhibition that was called Treasury of the World, that opened at the British Museum and then on to the Met. And it's also toured, actually it toured for 10 years, which was a lot, but it also means that a lot of people saw that exhibition in the Americas, in Europe, in Southeast Asia, and in Kuwait, of course, because exhibition always showed in Kuwait as well, either before or after or during. After the Treasury, we had an exhibition that opened in Italy called Al-Fan, Art of Islamic Civilization and Civilizations, and this as well had a catalog in every language in which the exhibition showed, including Korean, which was quite nice. It was our first catalog in Korean. And meanwhile, we always had collaborations with other institutions. And Sheikh Nasser appointed Navina Haidar, who is the curator of Islamic art at the Metropolitan Museum of Art, as Nasser al-Sabah, curator of Islamic art. And we gave a loan to the Museum of Fine Arts in Houston, a 5-year loan, and which means that the public was in Houston was really exposed to Islamic arts through that exhibition, which made quite a difference. It also had its own catalog. There was a collaboration with the CSMVS Museum in Bombay, the ex-Prince of Wales, and they send us a rotation of conservators throughout the year, which is wonderful because the conservators collaborate when we need to publish, and if the objects aren't in very good shape, the conservators do the necessary. And Also, throughout all this, we have had collaborations with the UNDP, United Nations Development Program, various types, where we would receive curators who helped with the registration of the collection, or with conservators. So it was very useful as a collaboration. Throughout all this, we have been producing publications about the collection. All of them written by very well-known authors who come and study the collection, who give lectures in Kuwait, and which is, I mean, the lecture series in and of itself is so well known that there are very important scholars who ask to be invited because it's nice, it's interesting for them. And it's interesting for them to be able to study the collection at, at their own pace, and not when it's in exhibit display cases. So the collection has put Kuwait, I think, on a different level. It is very respected culturally, and it's a lot thanks to Sheikh Nasser, who is greatly missed by his country and by us at the collection.